Hello, everybody. Sage here. So I wanted to do a reading on. I don't know if you guys have followed it or not, but I think many people have the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case. I did a quick reading just on my own, just to kind of see what was going on with that, and I've had a few people in my comment section requesting it, so I'm going to do one. But my first initial reading, it just really wasn't a good one. And so I have not really been looking forward to doing this, but I think that I think that it's just going to be interesting to kind of find out more about it. Life isn't always about the good things, right? It's bad things happen too, and that's life. But anyway, if you don't know anything about Jack and Lilly Sullivan, I'm not going to go into detail about it, about that case here right now. But I suggest, if you don't know about them, to go down the YouTube rabbit hole about them. It's really sad, um, and mysterious, really, truly. So anyway, I had already done some shuffling. Again, I'm using the Little Bluebird Lenormand deck. Um, and, of course, as always, it's all alleged, my opinion, and not facts. So I did some shuffling, like always, before I started the video, but let me do a couple more. These are newer cards, so they're kind of stiffer. Ugh. All right. Already. I just two cards. Whatever happened, it happened at night. Secrets. You guys saw me shuffle. The house. All right. Again, um, happened. What happened to them happened at night. At where they lived. Had something to do with with their hearts, and they're in a body of water. You guys saw me. You saw me shuffle these cards. Body of water because of the anchor here, and they're anchored by. And I get these flashes. Um, they're anchored by a backpack filled with rocks. I also want to point out something. It's quite interesting. Again, this is, this is all alleged, my opinion, not facts, but I'm going to point something out. Um, where do you say? Where do you think that they are? So, it's rather interesting. There's a gentleman, which is the stepdad, in the cards. This is the stepdad. The dog is something that it means an activity or something that has um, uh, like something that he's done a lot. Like um, I'm going to say fishing. Okay, so this is an activity. Where the kids are is in a body of water where this person has fished, like has gone fishing. Um, Also, the rubber mice has sometimes the cards or the rubber mice will mean like an addiction issue, and that is above the tree, and which clouds the mind, gives a person two different personalities, and also what he's looking at too has something to do with health wise. So um, this kind of all goes together as well as what happened with the children. So um, this definitely was not something um, it was not planned out. This wasn't like the kids got into something that did something to their heart. Um, Mom knows. Um, but because um, of the mom and Daniel, because they acted together regarding what they did afterwards. They were afraid that they would lose custody of their baby, is why that all happened. Because if they would have called someone in, authorities after it happened, they would have had that baby taken away, right? So in that aspect, it was planned together. But um, but the mother really did not take. She was like lazy with the children, you know. She didn't take care of them as well as she should have, as really any mother would have. Um, I really hope that she doesn't have custody of the baby. I hope he doesn't either. Um, although he's, you guys, and I don't know if really they're ever going to find these kids. I mean, unless they start really delving into what Daniel has done, like in the past, like his past hobbies and stuff, because they're not going to find him on the land. And he knows that. Daniel knew that, of course, and so did the mother. And that happened, actually, it happened also the night of. So that's what this is all about. So they had found them that night, the children that night, unalived. And, you know, freaking out and all this. And I half suspect that one of the reasons why the neighbors were saying that they heard a lot of vehicle noise. I in my mind's eye, again, I go back to that. I see flashes of also not just vehicles, but also mainly like a 4-wheeler or a 3-wheeler that they had to transport things and the children. Um, and they, according to the cards, please don't come at me, you know, I'm just going by what the cards say. All 3 of them had knowledge of this. So 3 also means the grandmother. And it gives me chills, you guys, too, because there was an interview that the grandmother had done saying that she was raking at the rocks. She was raking at the rocks to make way for the kids to have a pool. Now, they were raking at the rocks to fill up the backpack. Another thing, too, is they need to, the authorities, instead of looking for, like, looking, they need to look at what's missing in the picture, right? Not just the children, of course, but there's something missing on that property that was there before that the children were put into. Um, it's really sad too, you guys, because you know, it's like Jack and Lilly thought that what they found was candy, right? They thought it was candy. They were hungry. And of course the parents, they weren't paying enough attention. And the mother was so upset because this wasn't her stuff that was being laid. I can't say it on YouTube. It wasn't her, I'll say it, wubs that was being laid about. It was his. And it's like I hear her saying to him before, please put that up. I don't want the kids to get into it. That's all we need is for the kids to get into that. And then how would we explain that, right? We'd have to take them to the ER and then blah, 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 blah. I hear her saying that. Please put those up. Another interesting thing is that since this has happened, he, I don't know how long it's going to last, but he vowed to not ever take those again. those rugs, you know. But I feel like there's something else he's turning to, and I believe it's alcohol. Anyway, um, yeah, and you know, it's kind of interesting to me is remember, I don't know if you guys have all seen the interviews and whatnot, but Daniel had said, you know, we passed our polygraphs. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. I don't know. I mean, the police do not have to tell you the truth about this stuff, right? They didn't want them to know yet. They're watching them. They have something up their sleeve, okay? Um, I don't know exactly what it could be, but um, the results of those polygraphs, mm, I don't care what the cops are saying to the public and what they said to the parents, but they didn't pass it. They didn't pass those polygraphs. Um, yeah, it's interesting too. Is there's the child, there's the mother, there's pain, and quick. This is scythe means fast, and then the coffin is unaliving. So, um, very a very quick unaliving of the children. You know, there was no like suffering that they had done when they had ingested that, but of course there's pain, the guilt involved. It creeps up on her, and it's the bear is next to that, and that's a lot of heavy guilt. Not like she can be very stoic. I don't believe that she's showing it a whole lot. It's not like she can really do that with too many people without them knowing what she's being sorrowful about. You know, she can't give too much away, but there's a lot hidden away inside of her. If anything, if anybody is going to talk, it's going to be her, because that guilt is pretty heavy on her. Daniel, he's invested. He's done interviews. He's done a lot of theatrics, you know. But you know, it's not like um, the police listen to people like me. Okay, I get it. I totally understand it. But if they were to just kind of start looking, because really truly there's nowhere else to look. So I really believe that they are looking more towards what's happened inside of where they lived, you know, where the children lived. And because really truly, where else would they look? They know they're not lost in the woods, you guys. They know they're not. They feel like it's very possible that they were unalived and put in the earth somewhere on that land, but they're not. They're not anywhere on that land. Um, they're in a body of water that Daniel likes to go fishing to, or he did a lot. He liked to go there a lot fishing. Um, anyways, really sad. Really sad. In my opinion, you know, if God forbid, if that ever happened with my children, I, regardless of if I would have lost my other child. There'd have been no way I couldn't lay my babies to rest properly. I mean, don't you? I mean, it's awful. It's just so awful. Anyway, you guys, thanks for listening. Tell me what you think. And I hope everybody has a good day, evening, night. Love and light to you all.